My name is Jonathan Peck, and I am the playwright. I wrote A Father's Trial, and here it is, my brain on stage. Father's Trial is about a son who does not live up to the expectations of the father, and the father has a hard time dealing with it. He falls into depression. He basically shuts himself off from the world until one night he happens upon this being that basically makes him an offer he can't refuse. And he is able to see different sides of himself and of his son and of the world, and it enables him to make a decision, whether for good or for bad, about how he wants to continue in dealing with his family situation. It's very bizarre seeing my writing on stage. At the first read-through, it was, well, like I wrote it from a very personal area of my life, so seeing the first read-through, it was kind of like psychoanalysis. And now that I'm seeing it like a full set construction, I'm starting to realize it's getting real. I'm getting all of the emotions, nervous, excited, and I'm just very anxious to see how it's going to turn out. My writing process, I started in Dr. Mark Charney's independent playwriting class, and I would write maybe 10 or so pages each week, bring them to him, and he would say yes, no, good, bad, suggest changes until the play finally got to a point where I could submit it for the season. It was accepted, which meant it was obligated to go through the summer workshop, Wild Winds, and then through that workshop, that's where we made some major changes, and I got some good mentoring there. Then a further rewriting process happened with the rehearsal, and I could see actors suggesting changes, the director suggested changes, and I would take in whatever sounded good. I think my show is important because it shows a struggle. It's not any kind of a theme or a moral that I want to hit the audience over the head with, but I want people to be able to see the struggle that the father goes through and the struggle that the son goes through. And I want people to learn about the connections that can be made if we just take the time to try. The show is meant maybe not so much as a complete comedy, but there are a lot of elements of humor in it, but that serves to balance out some of the darker moments, because there are a few moments where the audience would hopefully start to realize, wait a minute, things aren't so funny anymore. I love working with Kelsey. She's quite literally reading my mind. She suggested a lot of changes that I've been open to, and the only thing I ask is that we actually see them on stage first, and after we see them, I'm like, yeah, go for it. And she's very open to her actors making suggestions too, because the actors, from the rehearsals I've witnessed, the actors are given immense freedom. Come see A Father's Trial. It's November 7th through the 13th at 7:30 with a 2 o'clock matinee on the final day. And it's here in the lab, so come see.